Techniques, you name it, this crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Houston Texans and the London Bulldogs.
Let's go, start. Got it.
No, check his mic. Set the tone, defense. Set the tone, defense.
Look, squeeze.
Check out.
Let go.
Now a handoff here to his running back. Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's second down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
Ready.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Back.
Gonna give this time to the tailback. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
And it brings up 3rd down.
Let's go.
A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. Back to throw here. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the first at the 32. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down. The Texans send the punter out. He'll kick it away after a 3-and-out on the opening drive of the game. This is taken at the 15. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And that will come the offense as they take over.
Ready, set.
56. Mott's 56. Hey, watch the slant.
Ready.
On first down, King. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
A first carry for Leonard Fournette. And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here.
Hey, tighten down. There you go.
To throw on 2nd down. King nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Cleveland Farrell just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. And, Charles, part of the reason they lost last week, they didn't have a single sack. Well, they changed that quickly.
But did they ever? And it was something they talked about with us extensively. They needed to get pressure. How were they going to get to the quarterback? Obviously, they schemed themselves into a great play, didn't they?
Check 55 to Mike.
King on 3rd down. Trying to lay one up deep. And, it'll be intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. 3rd and long that time. He was trying to make something happen, but a little too risky.
Well, the field tilted on him, and what I mean by that is what you said, 3rd and long. Got to push it downfield to try and pick up the first down. Defensive backs live for this situation, and they took advantage of the young man right there.
Now they try the right side here. Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Leo.
Check three, check three, check three.
Go. Deep rip.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. He'll drop to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Jonathan Abram picks it. And put it on the board. It's 6, a touchdown. Those free safeties, they get to sit back there if they've got good pass rushers like this team does. Read like a book. He read it like a book and took it in for 6.
And if they use their eyes well and their anticipation skills, they can make big plays, just as what we saw. A free safety's dream. Follow the football, go to it, and take it the other way.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
Good work, boy. Let's go. Let's go.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
36.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the 1st quarter.
And to give this time to the tailback. They'll fight forward for a couple down inside the 40.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Undercrook team, spill.
Bang, 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 bang. Watch out.
Ready.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll get 4 here down to the 35-yard line.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
18 Gator.
No.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the 1st. Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Now the Texans are going to call on the field goal unit. They'll put it down right at the 40, so call this a 50-yard attempt. That's on target, but it's no good. He had it on line, but it came up just shy of the crossbar. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
The roughing the kicker called on 4th down. What a big break. Leads to a 1st and 10. And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line. He really hasn't been able to get on track running the football, averaging less than 4 yards a carry.
Yeah, I think that they're going to enjoy the film session because all the defenders are filling their proper gaps on just about every play. And you know what they always say for a defensive coach? When I click off this film, I better see 11 jerseys in the picture going after the ball carrier.
15 line. 15 line.
Check. Hey, switch gears. Hey, alert 3.
Shoot.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. 9 yards on the play there, and it sets him up 1st and goal.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
So 1st and goal and a chance to make amends for the earlier pick 6. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
And to give this time to the tailback. So he got free of 1 tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
They'll try to run this one in. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
Brings up 4th down and goal.
And his kick is indeed good. And they are on the board, trailing now 6-3. A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle, right? No big plays given up, no balls over your head. Bend, don't break.
Hold on. Chestnuts?
You like
Come
that
on.
one?
What does that mean, break out? Just because you break chestnuts?
I'm not sure about that, but I'm just going with why they said that. I have no idea.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
56, the mark, 56, check 56.
A 6-yard pickup.
On 2nd down, here's Fournette. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
And he will have the 1st down as he's brought down up near midfield.
Set. And over.
56. I got you.
Now King on 1st down. They'll let this go for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Able to get there and pick it. And to the 12. That's where it stops. The return is halted at the 12-yard line. 2nd interception for him now here in this first half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on it. His teammates are going to check on it because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you. You got to see how you're going to react. Let's see how he bounces back.
Yeah, because 2 interceptions for him in college and a half. I mean, that just didn't happen. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he takes this across the 15 to the 17. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
I got you. Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Watch the ship. Joker, 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 joker. Slam, slam, slam. Sponge, sponge.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans.
A big hole there. How about him handling the point of attack? Just positioning himself so that run could go right off of his backside and deep into the secondary.
They're going to look to throw. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver. But it'll be 2nd down. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. Gonna give this time to the tailback. Only a yard on the pickup there, so it leaves them needing a conversion here on 3rd and a tough 9. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
They'll set up to throw. Trying to get it to Beckham, and it's intercepted. Picked off right around the 43. And he'll return this one just shy of midfield to the 49. You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Cleveland Farrell picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes or their athletic ability just to...
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 20. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Second and 10. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they had incompletions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the 1st half. But if you don't pick up the 1st down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. They'll look to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A big one there for the Texans, 18 yards.
Ready.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
132 fighter. Hey, orbit.
45 to Mike. 45.
Ready?
They'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 38.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 16 yards right off the bat and a 1st down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Go now. 60 outlaw. 2.
Here's King throwing on 1st down. He's going to take a shot at the end zone. Why not? And it's knocked away and incomplete. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As it's time now to send you back stateside to Orlando, Florida, and check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, as they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the 2nd half. That's fielded in the end zone. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the 3rd quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the 1st half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the 1st half.
See if they do just that. And a quick throw here, that's complete. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
80 weapons.
3rd down.
King now from the gun on 3rd down. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. Here's Cameron Johnston now as he's on to punt for the 1st time this afternoon. And he gets it away. A directional kick going toward the sideline. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds.
Here we go.
At their own 29-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally, because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
Yeah, they're still looking for that 1st touchdown here in the 3rd quarter. All they have so far, the field goal. The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard.
Switch.
6-6. Pull it high. Go.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
He's brought down at the 39-yard line. A gain of a yard brings up 3rd and inches.
Stop. Look at me. Go.
Check safety. Check.
He'll look to throw. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And that will be incomplete. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Oh, he'll field it in the end zone. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try to figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Going up top. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. He was waving his arms, wanted the football, but he dropped it. And that reminds me of a story you told me from your days at Tennessee. We don't need to mention the other guy's name, but nowhere to go. Here, he lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Let's go. 90 Wolf. 5.
Now a handoff working right. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
Come on, set. 15 line. 15 line.
Squeeze, double.
2nd and 11. They'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3.
Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard. And this will be a long field goal if the skies were clear. But here in the rain and the elements, they'll go for it on 4th.
Rush in. Check 15. Check 15. Check 13. Check 13.
They'll try and run for it. And he's not going to get there. Might have even lost a yard. He only needed a yard, but he couldn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. And as a result, possession switches hands. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
Set. 10-2 stop. 55. Wrist on travel.
Switch it. Come on, switch it.
Get it.
They'll run it again with Fournette. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
X3, 218, chop.
They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And he's got the first down yardage there as he takes it just across midfield. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop it. Now this throw caught left side. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Back to throw. King. It's caught. Baldwin. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. They go back to the ground now with Fournette. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run in the pass. But in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right. It might go to them in this game.
I like that. MVU. Well done.
And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. And they're able to convert on 3rd with a solid gain of 23. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Fournette, a 1st down carry. And he'll find his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive. And finally, I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him. Made it very tough for him to get the ball.
Looking to throw. King. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Ed Oliver able to record his 5th sack of the season.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. Now Brown, after the made field goal, gets set for the kickoff. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver that time. And it's 3rd down.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, 4th quarter. Maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that. And thus far, they've been successful.
And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. And they're left looking at 3rd and 8 after the 2nd down pass play only went for 2. To throw is King. From the gun, he'll throw. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines. And they won't get a chance to bring this one back. It goes out of bounds, back near their own 20.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now with the game.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off near the 42. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line.
Brandon, offensively, this has been a tough day for him. Trying to find a place to throw the football. It's been extremely difficult. I've got to give a lot of credit to the secondary, especially the corners, who've had the receivers on lockdown.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense, they spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
Let's get it.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Back to throw. King. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off down at the 2. Well, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game. Go to the press conference, meet it head on, and show your teammates you're ready to shoulder what happened today, and you'll be ready for the next game.
And if he can do that as a rookie, that's a great sign. Oh, and he's not going to make it out of the end zone. The push too strong, and that'll be a safety. Now, the 2 points, that's not totally critical at this point. Still a 1-score game, but they do have to give away the football with no guarantees they're going to get it back.
Yeah, or at least if they get it back, will they have any time to do anything with it? So they've got to send their defense out there and say, guys, we got to have it right now. Save some time for us.
Let's go.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Now listen, it's a team game, we know that, but where would these guys be right now, Charles, without their defense? So they take over here following the turnover. Defense did it again, but on offense they have to feel like, hey, we need to do something.
Yep.
Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off right around the 43. We're holding on to the lead at this stage in the second half. Those are the types of plays you really want to try and stay away from.
And when you're a rookie, keeping your focus is something that you still have to work on all the time because there's so many distractions around you between the crowd noise and your coaches and your teammates. But the other part, you've got to learn how to finish. It's the 2 F's for a rookie quarterback.
Now a pass that's taken in by Smith-Schuster. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. First play of the drive in their hip pocket. Of course, the focus here has to be the touchdown of the 2-point conversion. Field goals aren't going to help you.
Yeah, but how about that first play of the drive? Just to get them started, nice gain, got some positive momentum going. They're on their way, and they don't have to rush.
And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
They'll look to throw here. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster. Touchdown, Houston. Juju Smith-Schuster, his 4th touchdown on the year. As they now sit just a 2-point conversion away from tying this game up in the 4th quarter. Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion.
5. Check it out.
He'll look to throw, and he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. And a failure to convert and tie the game. Now the pressure shifts back to the defense.
But I think it was the right play. I think it was the right call to try and tie the game there. Kick an extra point, you're still down 1. What's the sense? I like what they did.
This will be taken in at the 1. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
Again, it's Fournette. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. The Texans here on 3rd down putting an extra defender in the secondary. King operating from the gun. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
They practice this all the time,
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect. Back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Teron Johnson able to pick it, and they will take over at the 26-yard line.
And that one, oh, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to go up just short, as this is definitely not his best throw, and it'll wind up being intercepted.
That one looks like he'll throw here. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 18. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. The rookie was trying to push it downfield, but the safety bit him.
And he'll learn that you have to hold the safety. And you do that with your head movement, your eyes, sometimes your shoulders. Hold the safety so that you can get back to the throw that you really want to make. He got so excited thinking his guy was open that he made it easy for the defensive back to go get the football.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
For a rookie first-rounder, he's made a huge impact on this defense, but that tells me that they had a plan for him when they drafted him. Just turn him loose, do what you do best, go get the quarterback. He's back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this will be caught at the 30. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. So out comes the field goal team now for the second time here today. This to take the lead here in the final minute. And his kick is good. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. All right, so time to reset here. It's a huge kick there, gives them the lead, but they've got to be careful that their celebrations aren't a little too premature. You're exactly right about that, because there still is time for the other guys to run a few plays and get into field goal position. So this defense is going to need to come up with one final stop if they're going to get out of here with a victory.
We got this.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They only need a field goal. Obviously, the clock a huge factor. They'll be watching that. What do they need to do here, Charles?
Your sequence of plays has to get...
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Cleveland Farrell in there to take him down, and the clock will roll.
Ready. 50, plant.
Check 4, check 4.